Knitting. So, lots of progress since my last video. I do still have a little bit of an odd cough going on, but I think that that's probably normal. I don't know. Um, what a week. What a week it has been, and what a weekend so far. I have been in bed a lot. Um, as I said in my live, what was that, yesterday? 2 days ago? I don't even know time anymore. I feel like I'm about to cough again. I just started this. Um, sorry, but I have been laying here knitting, dominantly just laying here knitting, and I actually knit an entire sweater, and it's so cute, and I'm obsessed with it. So what I'm going to do in this live is I'm going to weave in some ends on this little sweater. It needs to be blocked, obviously. It's a little bit folded, and it needs to be blocked and washed and perfected, but it turned out so good. So this is the Anchor Sweater by Petite Knit. It is a paid pattern, and I used Drops Fiesta. My goodness, now I have such a tickle in my throat. I kept the label this time, guys. I'm doing so much better. I Drops Fiesta, and the color is 32, and the dye lot is 72. And I only had, so I used two. They were like 2 balls. They took forever sending me some yarn from Hobby, and so Hobby threw in 2 balls of yarn. And this is how much I have left, so it was actually really nice. And I'm going to probably rewrap this around the wrapper so that I remember what it is. But I did finish an entire sweater this week, and I'm very, well, it's like in just like the last like 2 or 3 days actually, and it turned out so cute. So this is a 3 to 6 month pattern. In total, it took me maybe 5 hours total if I was being like not lazy about it. Maybe 5 hours. It turned out so pretty, and this yarn is very, very squishy. I would absolutely use it again. I want to see what other colors Fiesta does, because, well, Drops, but the Fiesta line I would love to look at again, because it's so fun, and it's got this little nice like white dye in it. It's not so bubblegum. It's definitely pink. I mean, obviously it's pink, but it has this nice white going through it that kind of lightens it a little bit and makes it less aggressive. Hello. I almost said good morning. I don't even know what time it is in my world today. I've just been dissociating knitting sleeves. But I'm going to be live for a little bit, and then I'm going to call my kids and tell them good night, and then I will come back on again because I already have my other project lined up right here. And so once this is done, we'll get it blocked and then immediately pick up the needles onto the next project. My other project that I'm working on is the Key Sweater by Petite Knit. Are you making this for? What am I doing? Okay, so it's inside out now, but this is a baby knit that I am making for my girlfriend. She is pregnant. She's not due for quite a while, but I wanted to be able to make her some sweaters for later. I don't know what that means, but there's hearts, so thank you. But yeah, I'm making this for my girlfriend who's pregnant right now. And it's just a little sweater, a little 3 to 6 month sweater, because she will have the baby in the fall, but our cold season here is a little bit later. It happens more like January, February, and so baby will be able to wear it and be super cozy. And I also have a couple baby knits that I need to do for like my brother, and I have another girlfriend that needs some as well. So I'm going to be doing a lot of baby knits, but in between the knits, I want to work on a selfish knit. And so once I'm done with this, I'm going to show you guys that. So I'm just going to weave in some ends. Oh, you deleted your message. Okay, well, hello. I know, I feel like that was a lot of words being said really fast, but I'm just going to be working on this today. I'm really excited that I got it done. I think it turned out beautiful. I've done the Anchor Sweater before. It's a really fun, quick knit. I've done it in newborn. I've done 3 to 6. I've done the 3 to 4. I've done an adult version for myself. So I've done this sweater quite a few times. I think it's just like my fun little staple because it is such a like a timeless looking sweater, but it also is fun because it has those layers um, of stitches in between, and it's just fun. It's just fun to knit. I like the way the increases work. I don't know. I enjoy the process with this one. I really like the way she writes her patterns as well. So I'm just weaving these in. And the way I weave them in is I first need to make sure that I'm inside out. But I just take them around all of the knit stitches and kind of braid them. Once I get into more of like a place where it's just purl stitches, like these bumps, then I'll just weave through the pearls. But I like to braid them around my knits when I'm doing the ribbing. Hello, hello. I love going live when I'm doing my knitting chores though, because they're just so tedious. And so doing yarn chores with company is way more fun. Oh, okay. I always find it fascinating when I tell YouTube that my lives are not for kids and it only promotes to kids. I think that's just so crazy. So if there's kids in the chat or kids watching right now, or if there's adults, let's keep it family friendly since there's kids in the chat. I intentionally put not for kids and it always just boosts me. Hello, hello. I find that to be very odd. That that's what it does, but that's what it does. Can't help it. Ooh, I just lost my stitch. But yeah, after this I'm going to be doing my key sweater, and then maybe later this week I will cast on a sweater for my daughter, I think. Oh, thank you. It's good to see you too. I know I wasn't able to go live for a little bit. I did go on, I had surgery earlier this week, so I went live like a random day this week. And it was quiet, but it was nice. I got a lot done on this project. I can show you guys the key sweater in just a second. I'm not quite in the yoke yet. I'm still just in the collar. I need to measure, but I think I'm almost out of the collar. I needed to do a quick knit to feel kind of inspired. And so doing a baby knit definitely helps with that. I'm going to be done weaving this one in. Beautiful. So I just wove that all the way down to here so that the stitch will hold, and then I'll just snip it whenever I get scissors and the yarn will hold in place. I also do a method when I'm knitting and I have to like join yarn where I will weave it in on its own. Like all together, I'll knit the two yarns together. And that's kind of what that looks like. So I don't need to weave in these ends. I'll just tie it and snip it. And that one's already woven in, so I won't worry about that. But the most frustrating part is the armpits, so I'll do that last. That's my least favorite bit because every time I knit a sweater, the armpits always have a hole in it, and I've learned that that's not necessarily a mistake I'm making. It's just what it is, and it's very frustrating. So I'll do that part last. Let's clean up the rest of everything else before we start working on things that frustrate me. But I just closed my gap on the bottom, and then with this one I will start weaving the yarn up. But it's been pretty quiet over here. It's been nice. Just been healing up as much as I can. Laying in bed, watching nonsense pretty much. Just definitely zoning out. But that's okay. That's what healing is. Just, I'm not somebody who rests very well. I'm a very like, I don't know, I'm a busybody. So I guess it's a good thing that I needed to take this time to kind of chill out. But I'm currently a preschool teacher, and I was telling my co-teacher, like, you're gonna crack up when you see what I've been doing because I just don't know how to chill out, and she knows that. And she's like, oh my god, you knit an entire sweater. I was like, yep, I just don't know how to just like lay here in a healthy way. Like doom scrolling is not good, and I've slept a lot, but I don't like it. But since I got back from the hospital, I had this very weird cough, but I'm not sick. It's just a tickle in my throat. It's driving me crazy. I am so sorry. It is driving me absolutely crazy. You know, when you're like, am I sick or am I not sick? And you're like, I wish I would just get sick already. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I wish I would just get sick already. Stop having this little tickle in my throat. I also haven't really talked that much today either, so it's probably not helping anything. I'm like getting all my words out right now. But I've been watching some documentaries. I finally found a couple things to watch. But definitely let me know what you guys are watching right now, because I can't just be watching these spooky documentaries every day. It messes with my head too much. But I watched like, hello, how are you? I watched The Crash, obviously, because that just came out and that's like all over the place. I watched that. And then I watched the Should I Marry a Murderer. I watched that, and that was crazy. That was a crazy documentary. The Crash was very sad, obviously, and very crazy, but I want something a little more uplifting, I think. I'm doing good. I'm getting lots of rest, and I'm just weaving in some ends on a sweater I just finished today, and just doing some yarn chores, sweater chores, so I can block this and get it wrapped up and all pretty for my girlfriend. It feels good to have something off the needles. I feel like it hasn't been too terribly long, but I feel you. Yeah, I live in South Carolina and it's getting toasty. It is getting so toasty. I went out on the porch this morning because I've been kind of like on bed rest pretty much this week. I ventured out to the porch and I was like, oh, the humidity has arrived. It was brutal. Summer's here already, making a statement. But we had a weird cold season. Like it snowed here again, and it doesn't ever snow in the South, but it definitely snowed again this year. So it's 2 years in a row. I'm seeing a pattern. This sleeve is almost done. I haven't made a baby knit in a hot minute, but I love making baby knits. My local yarn shop was wanting me to do classes to do baby knits for the longest time, and I don't know why I haven't just jumped on that offer. I don't know how that looks. Did I pull it? I don't love it. There we go. It's a little bit better. Summer needs to go away. Oof. I got a long ways. The summer's here, lasts till like November. It's horrible. It is usually, last year it wasn't hot on Halloween, but like usually end of October it's still quite like 90 degrees here. I'm not prepared for it, that's for sure. I'm already behind. Like I just bought a bathing suit yesterday, and I just bought a pair of shorts yesterday. It's like I gotta stock up before I melt. Oh my gosh. I'm tired of coughing. Let's see, how's that look? I don't leave myself very much yarn on this one. I usually like to leave my tails super long so that I can weave in with no issues, without having to like get new yarn to help weave in. And I didn't really give myself much grace here. So I'm gonna have to do a very nice job weaving in so this isn't ruined. Yeah, I don't like either one. Like, I hate being freezing cold, but I like the fact that when you're cold, you can just add layers and try to be warm. Like, if you're hot, you're just hot, and I just cannot do that. Like, I've been in South Carolina for a long time. It's like every year I can't get used to it. It just smacks me in the face. And mm-mm. I know I'm going to go outside like one day next week and be like, yep, I'm over it. Already over it. It's going to be a long year. But we did get some pretty nice weather there for a while. It does rain here for a really long time during the summer too, so but those days usually are like insanely humid because it's just hot and rainy. But I like to pretend that those days are cooler, which makes no sense, but it works for me. I'm trying to get this yarn to not do what I think it's gonna do. I did it too short. It's okay. I'll just be extra careful. Sure, you can say something, of course. You gave up immediately. I don't blame you. I've been trapped inside pretty much since Monday, and so I have been hibernating. Once I have to go back to the real world, I'm gonna be so sad. And in my new job, I just wear black scrubs, and so I'm just gonna be hot and all black, and ooh, I hate being sweaty. I got too much hair on my head right now. What it's gonna do is it's gonna motivate me to chop off my hair finally after like 6 years of not cutting it. It might be the year where I'm just over it. Should have brought scissors. Do I have scissors? I don't think I have any scissors. Close by at least. I grabbed my bag before I went live and I dumped all of my DPNs out. So that'll be fun because all the numbers are pretty much rubbed off. So that'll be fun to try to organize at a much different time. Not this part of my life. I'm not interested. I don't have scissors. Nutcracker. That's okay. All right, now I have to fix the armpits, which is very stressful. And look how much yarn I left myself to fix a whole entire hole in the armpit. I must have been watching something. But if you can see, this is what the inside of the armpit looks like. It has all these holes, and like this is the yarn when it ended. So I'm just kind of cleaning that up a little bit, like stitching in the gaps so that there's no weird holes, because it goes all the way from my seam all the way in here from where I joined into the round after having my stitches off. And it just, I don't know. It just looks ugly and I don't like it. But I've always been told that it's not wrong. Like I didn't do anything. I just think it looks awful. It's going to be pretty. I'm going to make it pretty right now. But I do need to get some fresh yarn. Where's that yarn coming from? Here we go. And what I'll do is I'll do some fresh yarn mixed in with the yarn that's already woven in, and then I'll tie it together and make it look much, 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 much cleaner. Yeah, it just looks a right mess right now. That's okay. I'm about to fix it. And by doing that, I'm just going to be pulling my needle and my yarn straight through the purl stitches to kind of connect them. And then I'll knot it together with the yarn that's already there. But I'm trying not to stretch my stitches, because if I stretch them out, it's going to obviously create gaps that don't actually exist. They could be some like inspiration for when it does cool down. I'm knitting a huge, like, big baggy sweatshirt, so, which, you know, I won't be able to use till like January, but it's giving me something to be excited about, and it's gonna be thick too. It's gonna be thick. I'm actually very excited about it though. I'm not gonna lie. The key sweater is a That's a baggy sweater. And I'm making it a size larger on purpose. Because I want it to be super baggy. I want it to be like a going to the mountains kind of sweatshirt. Not that I go to the mountains often, but if I did, I want that to be the sweater that I wear. Let's see. I'm so excited to see babies in my baby knits. Oh my goodness. I get so excited. One of my girlfriends who I used to co-teach with, she just had a baby not too long ago, and I made him a little beanie. I was like, this is just so tiny. So cute. My kids are getting so big. Now they need toddler knits. They don't need baby knits anymore. My 1-year-old's the size of my 4-year-old, so definitely don't need baby knits anymore. Okay, so I weave in all those ends until I get to like my yarn that's already woven in, and I'm just gonna knot them together, and then this armpit's done. Ta-da! And then I might weave those in. I might not, because it's not like, it's not gonna get really felt at all, but I am gonna weave in this one a little bit. Don't mind my teeth. I have no scissors and I need to cut this. And don't worry, the baby will be fine. I am washing this sweatshirt. But then I'm going to weave this in until it's closer to the yarn I just knotted, and I'll tie that together because it's already in the system. No need. Thank you. I'm glad you like being here. I wish there was more channels like this because I don't know. I think it's fun, like not doing everything so polished. I love going live. I think it's so much fun. And I like being the virtual knitting buddy. Like, I don't have any knitting clubs or anything here. So, and all my girlfriends, like, well, my one girlfriend, she crochets. My sister-in-law crochets. My brother crochets. Like, nobody knits. And so it's nice coming on here and hearing what other people are working on, whether they're crocheting or knitting, if you don't have, like, a club or a shop by you. It's like, I don't know, it's just fun working with people. All right, now that's closer. And then that is all closed up and much, much prettier and looks more like an armpit instead of a giant hole. I want to see what it looks like from the other side though. Oh, it's gorgeous. Look at that armpit. That's a great armpit. I can't wait to block this sweater. Tiny little sleeves. Oh my goodness. Okay. I gotta check and see if that was my kids. Oh, it wasn't. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so I'm gonna stay live right now until it's time to talk to my kids. And then this is the one where I left like no yarn. Okay. Until it's time to talk to my kids. And once I'm done talking to them, I will get this in the water blocking, and then I'll pop back on and start working on my other sweater because I want to get a good chunk of that done because I've been putting it off and I don't want to do that anymore. But I'm tempted to just show you guys real quick what it looks like. It's turned out so pretty. It's got a 4-inch, is that 10 centimeters? Collar. I'm like, my gosh, that's just so much. That's so much ribbing, and I just got bored with it because it was just such an aggressive amount of ribbing. So again, that's why I just did a quick baby knit for a small victory so I can get motivated to work on that one again. All right, let's close up this armpit. I gotta look up some the things you have to look up when you make your own clothes, but like armpit techniques. Because there's got to be a way to make it not look like this, you know? But every time I've taken in any of my work, they're like, yeah, no, that's right. They're supposed to be like that. And then you just go in and fix it. And that makes me feel like they're making the same mistake I'm making, because there's no way that every single knitter goes back in to close this massive hole in their armpit. I don't know. Any knitters on here that have been doing this for a while, do you also always have a huge hole in your armpit? Is that actually normal? Just seems like such a silly thing to have to do after every single sweater. Come here, you. Oops. That looks great. This part is the big part of the hole, so I'm going to try my best to make that like super snug. Just wish it wasn't. And then I need to weave it back over to the original yarn. But like, that just looks a million times better, right? It looks a million times better. It just looks so much cleaner. Okay. Dang, this armpit actually looks way better than the other one. That looks very nice. Okay, that's good. Oh no, you're good. You were totally fine. So do you have any projects on your hook right now? Any yarn in the works? I know you said you were going to start something, but are you working on anything actively right now? Oh, this yarn is so blend, isn't it? So, oh, I can't rip you. Here, ignore me while I use my teeth again. Yuck. Yeah. All right. You're so good. I don't know where my scissors went. They were in my... I usually keep like a little bit of everything in this bag. My bag's a disaster now. I think I'm keeping all the non-essentials in there now. Somehow that happened. They are, you know, homemade scissors. Can't be mad at it. Can't be mad at it. It works every time. At least this is wool and it's not like an acrylic that's making my teeth like squeak, you know? Oh my gosh, I feel like I'd freak out. I feel like I would absolutely, just the thought of that, that's like nails on chalkboard situation, having to chew through plastic yarn. Ugh, no, no. And I've done it, and I did not enjoy myself. Okay, that's done. And now I just need to cut off all the strings. It looks so cute. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. I can't wait till it's done folding. Yeah, I'm sorry I had to share that with you. I'm so sorry. But if I had to go through that moment, you had to go through it with me. This yarn is so squishy. Oh my gosh. I really do want to, I need to check out what other colors they have, because I kind of want one for me. It's a sock yarn though, but it's nice. It's so squishy. Okay, let me show you my key sweater. Let's see. Let me put away my darning needle before that gets lost in my bed, because I'm a mess. I also have a bunch of other projects just sitting on the floor next to me that I'm debating just frogging them, because they've been here for so long and I'm not in love with them at all anymore. I don't know. But what I'm doing with my key sweater is I am currently mixing this gigantic blue. I don't know. It didn't come with a tag, but I think it's a wool. It feels like a wool. It's like a two-toned navy blue with a royal blue, and I'm mixing that with a mohair. And this is the collar that I have done so far. It looks really pretty. It does look really pretty. I'm just not motivated, right? I think it looks really nice. And it feels good. But man, 4 inches of a collar is just a lot. I don't think I have that much left. But then I'll be mixing it with... Do I have the partner yarn here somewhere? No, I don't. I'll be mixing it with a Rowan tweed though. The key sweater looks really cool. I don't buy patterns typically, but this one I thought looked really neat. It's this one. So all of her dark brown parts are going to be this blue with white mohair, and all her cream parts will be this gray with blue flecks. And I think it'll look really pretty. But I want it like big and baggy and just kind of like dramatic. The pattern's really cool. Have you ever done any petite knit? I don't know if she does crochet, but petite knit, she writes really nice patterns. She's very like trendy in a classic way, but the way that she writes her patterns is really nice. It's very easy and straightforward. They're very long. Like I think this one is like 14 pages or something, but something like, yeah, pretty much. But they're really nicely written. I really like them. Like the anchor sweater is so easy to make, and the way she writes it is just completely plain. And now that's done and I can wash it. But yeah, so I'll cast this on. I cast it on, I already did that bit, but I'll start working on this again for a few minutes. Let's see, 4 o'clock, okay. Let me measure how much longer this needs to be. I immediately regretted mixing the mohair, but that's okay. That's a me problem. Oh, I'm like, oh God, I'm such a bum. I got 9 out of 10 centimeters. I couldn't just finish that last one. That doesn't make sense. Patterns are crazy expensive. I never buy them. Like the anchor sweater is a pattern I bought when I was pregnant a couple years ago. So like, and that's a pattern I'm still using. I milk it. Like if I'm buying a pattern, I'm gonna make you quite a few times. I think I've maybe bought like 3 or 4 patterns in the almost 6 years that I've been knitting. Because I just can't, I know they work really hard and I don't know how to do it, but I just can't pay sometimes $10 for a pattern. I think that's wild. Like I get it, you're very, very talented, but when I gotta pay like so much money in yarn to do it too, it just hurts. So now I'm doing this 1 by 1 ribbing. I only have 1 centimeter left before I can start my increases. That is so ridiculous that I put this on hold. That's insane. Oh, I wish I had that talent, because I will read the pattern multiple times, and then I'll also have my notebook right here where I rewrite it in my own language. And I still mess it up. So that is pretty awesome. I will have to reference it a million times. A million times. Because I just get so nervous. I also have like a smidge of perfectionist with it too, because it's like I hate having to frog things. And if there's any way that I can prevent a mistake, I put a mistake in almost every single thing that I do. It just naturally happens that way. Which is like, I don't know, charming human error. But there have been times where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just not going to make this sweater. Like I'm stubborn like that, where if I make so many mistakes with the same yarn, with the same pattern, that yarn will never touch that pattern again. I'm like, this wasn't supposed to happen. I get very weird about it. I've done that quite a few times where I'm like, nope, you were meant for a different pattern. I also can't do patterns off my phone. I have to have them in paper. I'm a very like tangible person. I can't look at my screen like that. I lose where I am. Knitting with mohair is not my favorite. It never gets used for anything. You're like, nope, this is tainted yarn. I get that actually. I have a ball right here. And it wasn't even because I made so many mistakes with it. It's because my mom made so many mistakes with it that now I feel like that yarn is tainted. My mom was trying so hard to make something with that yarn and it just kept never working out. And so now I'm like scared to use it. Like there's bad juju on the yarn. I know that's not true. I need to move on from it because it's really nice yarn. And she bought so much. I have almost an entire bin of just that yarn. I think I had like 9. I ended up making like 9 or 10 cakes with it. It's insane. So I do need to make like the most grand cardigan or something. I've had dinner slow cooking on my stove for like, I don't know, almost 3 hours now, and it just now started smelling good in here. It took a long time to get into the air. But if I can finish this, and then while that's blocking and while I'm taking a break before I go live again later, I can get this set up to start my increases, and we can just work on this tonight, which is pretty exciting. I feel like once I get in a groove with this and the increases are done, it'll be really fun. I love working in stripes. Stripes are so fun. I just learned that. It's like, wow, stripes, like it just flies by because you're like, okay, I can complete 2 stripes tonight, you know? Do you make clothes? Like, do you do granny square clothes and piece them together? My girlfriend just started doing granny squares and I'm just so jealous. I think crochet is so cool, but knitting is just my comfort zone. I'm like, that's cool for other people to do. I'll learn one day. Mohair is just such a... I don't know why I did this to myself. Adding the mohair was so unnecessary, and all it does is just make the project harder to work on. It's okay. 6-7 hours. That's not bad. I actually, yeah, I hate mohair. I think I was just trying to like stash bust and get rid of stuff. Everything I've ever made with mohair, I don't wear, which is a bummer because like I really want to wear this sweater, but now I'm so like deep in this collar. Okay, I'm gonna suffer through this. I'm gonna wear this sweater. I'm gonna be so uncomfortable. But that's not bad. 6-7 hours. This took me about probably 5. So that's pretty good. This one is going to take me a hot minute. which is good because I'll have this big project on my needles and then so many smaller projects to knock out in between. So this will be like a nice, more complicated refresh in between the other ones. And I don't do very many selfish knits. I'm always knitting for other people, it seems, or my kids or something like that. So, which I guess my kids would be other people, but they count differently. I just think mohair is itchy. It just gets too hot, and I think where I live it doesn't get cold enough to warrant the mohair double, you know, because this is thick. This is going to be a very, very thick woolly sweater, but it'll be pretty. It'll give it the nice halo and the fuzz and the blah blah blah. And I don't have little babies anymore, so I can wear mohair without it bothering them too. Oh, have fun. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going live again later tonight. I don't know. I'll probably stay on for a couple more minutes and then, yeah, pop back in. And maybe like 2 hours I might be live again. But have fun. Okay, cool. I really think I only have like one more round and then this collar is done. But it does look really, really nice. I don't know if you can see it. It does look really pretty. And the 2 shades of blue in this are going to be really nice too, because the Rowan tweed that I have to pair it with has really nice dark blue flecks. And I think the whole thing is just going to pop really, really nicely together. I'm excited for the final result. Again, working in stripes is really fun because you do kind of can do this nightly goal of X amount of stripes. And then it just makes the project go by much faster. But this will be one where I'm not necessarily playing yarn chicken. I already confidently know I'm going to have to buy more mohair and more Rowan tweed. But I'm going to play like, you know, I'll order more when I run out. Because I don't want to, this is Rowan tweed I've had for 4 years that I've been trying to get rid of. So I don't want to overbuy. So because I have so much time for this sweater to be done, I'm just going to, when I run out, I'll order, you know, 1 ball of each, 1 mohair, 1 tweed, and because I know I won't be running out of this anytime soon. And if I do run out of it, well, it came with no tag, so then it will be a cropped sweater at that point, I think. It will just be where it is. But I'm excited that I've got so much knitting done the last couple of days. It's been a very hectic week. Very hectic 24 hours. So I'm kind of excited to at least be productive when things are crazy. But I would also like to start going live on here more, like when I'm just doing my nightly knits. I think that would be really nice. I do post on TikTok too, a little bit more in time situations, but I like going live on here more. I feel like the people are always nicer on here, so I like coming up on YouTube. But I usually go live every other Sunday. I'm just home this week with resting from a surgery, so I've been able to go live a little more times than usual. This is my second time this week, and then I'll go back live tonight, and then I'll go live again tomorrow. So, which is good because when I go live, I get a lot done. So I'm pretty excited to be able to knock out a good bit of this sweater. And then I'll cast on another baby knit later on this week, which is pretty cool too. Because again, those only take me like maybe 5 hours to do. I do want to make a more complicated one for my daughter, so that one probably take me a little bit longer. But either way, they're just going to be anchor sweaters. Again, it's a pig pattern. I might as well get use out of it. And my daughter's current anchor sweater was when she was a newborn, and now she wears like a 3T. So she's definitely due for a new sweater. And I want to make hers like extra, extra special. So I'm excited about hers. And then in my son's, I have some yarn that he already kind of picked out for his. And then my girlfriend's 2 kids, I want to get her some matching sweaters to go with new baby. And so yeah, there's going to be a lot. Be prepared to see a lot of the same pattern in different colors because I will be making a lot of those sweaters. But that's okay. They're all going to look different and they're all going to be different sizes and they're all going to be beautiful. But I've never gone live on here at night. I wonder how the night crowd is up on here. We're going to find out. I usually go on at like 4 or 5. But I've never like gone on at night. So I'll go on probably around like 5 or 6 tonight. What time is it now? A little after 4. Yeah, I'll hop back on later tonight. Once I'm done getting things situated here and just work on this sweater and hang out with you guys. I haven't like seen people in quite a few days, so I haven't been talking very much unless I'm like on the phone with my mom. So you guys can keep me company and I'll keep you company while we just craft together. And I think that sounds lovely. I don't usually go live on Saturdays though. It is a much quieter day. I'm surprised. I thought it would be much busier than Sundays, but Sundays I guess are my busy days on here. Which the only way to find that out is to try it out a different day and a different time and see which one works. But once I finish this round, I'm gonna hop off and call my kids for a little bit, get dinner situated, block this baby knit. I got a lot of things to do between now and then. But then I will come back on that maybe like an hour and a half once I'm in a calm state. This is looking so cute. I'm really excited to get to where I am blending in the next color because I feel like it's just gonna look so freaking sharp. I feel like it's gonna look so nice. And I'm making it baggy to where I can just like throw it on top of anything. I want this to be like my sturdy go-to sweater, if that makes sense. I don't want it to be just like not just like a statement piece sweater or one that I'm like nervous to wear or anything like that. I want it to be like like you're wearing that again. I want it to be that sweater because I want it to be so nice that it doesn't matter how many times I wear it. All right, guys. I just finished that round. Let me measure it real quick. Also, sitting like this is starting to hurt. Let's see. I'm at 10. Boom, baby. 10. Perfect. 10 centimeters is what I needed. Now I'm in the next section of this. I'm in the increases. What do I do now? I increase my needles. Stockinette and short rows, or work to shape the neckline. Short row turns and work both sides. Oh, Christmas. Okay. If I'm doing short rows, I'm probably not going to do that live because I'm going to need to absolutely zone out to that. So what I will do is I'll probably just do that tonight get all my short rows done, get my raglans done. That's a long night. How many rounds of short rows did this just say? All right. That's a lot to do tonight, but that's okay. When do I get into the body? Oh, Christmas. I've been doing this for a while. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do my best. Because this is 3 pages worth of increases. This is what I was saying earlier. I love petite knit. But man, her patterns are long. And they're very wordy sometimes. And I don't quite understand why they need to be as wordy as they are sometimes. But it's crazy. Okay. I'm not in the body. This still says raglan. Okay. I'm going to read this more. I clearly don't know what I've gotten myself into with this pattern. I'm dividing raglan stitches and doing short row increases. With 3 and 4 2 more times, meaning 4. Now total. Okay. This might not be as crazy as but it is like, it's a lot. That's a lot for one step. It doesn't say body till the end of page 5. And the end of page 5, it still says you're doing raglan increases. How long are we doing raglan increases? Is there a chart in this pattern? Did I even read this? There's a chart. Nutcracker. I got a lot. And because the way that I operate is I rewrite the pattern in my own language, I'm mostly just frustrated at how much I'm going to have to rewrite so that I can understand this. It's like I proofread it and then I write it in my own shorthand. Either way. Even if I'm just doing that later, that's okay. Knitting chores. Knitting chores. All right, guys, I'm going to go call my kids. Oh, geez, it's already been almost an hour. I'll be back on maybe like 2 hours. And we're going to decipher and work on this little project together. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye.